Well, first and foremost, congratulations. It's been a long process. How does it feel to finally be officially the owner of the Buffalo Sabres, Terry?
Well, it feels real good. Something that I've talked about and dreamed about. Living in Florida, you lose track of the area a little bit, but I'm excited to have the team now and move forward into the future. This is my team.
Showed quite a bit of emotion today. Why so?
Because I'm a fan that bought his hockey team, and I think there probably could have been other opportunities to do some kind of ventures, maybe with some other teams. I didn't investigate any of them, but I just didn't have any interest in doing that because it's my team.
Why the interest in going from fan to owner?
Well, I just made quite a bit of money by selling my business, and this is just something that I've had in the back of my mind. I said, hey, I can do this now. So the opportunity just presented itself when I jumped on it.
You said starting today, the Buffalo Sabres' reason for existence is to win a Stanley Cup.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, I think I've got a little girl that plays tennis, and she aspires to win the U.S. Open, and I'm not going to be the first person to tell her she can't. So I encourage her, and we should all, including you and the fans in this town, our goal should be to bring a cup into this building and into this city. So we need to figure it out together. The players, coaches, fans, media, let's pull together.
Starting today, no financial limitations or mandates on this team. Talk
Right.
about that plan and what that involves and what that means to you.
I guess the simple way to describe what that means is that, I'm going to spend money in areas that will help the team's performance. Whether it be player amenities that make let's face it, the happier a player is, the better he's going to play. I see that in my daughter. I like to use her as a comparison. When she's not happy, she plays bad. So, and I'm not saying any of the players are unhappy, but I want to make them happier.
So no bottom line in terms of the salary cap. I mean, you've been pretty clear today. You're not in this to make a profit.
Right. You have to operate under the salary cap, but doesn't mean, I was asked that question, you're going to go to the cap. There's a popular theory that says you should never spend right to the cap, and I'm not well versed enough to know what that really means. So, but the bottom line is, I'm going to invest in winning for this organization.
Strong backing today of Darcy Regier as general manager, a man that's been here for a long, long time. He has his critics in the past. Why was it important for you to keep Darcy on?
Well, one of the things that I told Larry Quinn early on was that if I did this deal, I didn't want to come in and have to replace everybody. And I know Lindy's contract runs out at the end of the year, and so I think I'm going to. Larry told me that part of the reason he and Darcy got together was just because of that statement that I had been talking to him, and that's why his contract was extended.
And Darcy specifically, you've met with him and talked with him. What do you like about him in terms of making those decisions for this franchise?
Number one, I investigated with a lot of very, very knowledgeable people, both in and formerly in the league, and they all have given Darcy a thumbs up as far as his abilities. And you know, the other thing about him, he's a good man. He really is, and I'm excited about working with him because he's a lot of fun, you know, and he's got an interesting sense of humor.
Last year of the contract for Lindy Ruff, you said, quote, he ain't going anywhere. Why is it important to...
He ain't going, that's right. We'll work it out. I want him to stay. I mean, Lindy said it publicly. I saw him on television. I can't remember if it was after a game or I think it was one of his press conferences. He said, I want to win a Stanley Cup in Buffalo. What gets any better than that?
Talk about your management team. You announced the addition of Ken Sawyer today, obviously long time with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He comes on as your senior advisor. Just talk about Ken.
Yeah, Ken and I have become friends. Ken is obviously been involved in the National Hockey League for a long time. I don't know the total number. I think it's over 30 years. But he is going to be my guy in the clouds, my senior advisor. He knows everybody and everything about this league and about all the various people that operate in the NHL. And having a guy like that around can't hurt, that's for sure.
Ted Black as president.
Ted Black, he's a good guy. He's people around here are going to like Ted. He's going to be the main front person for out of the new people coming in. He's a real people person, and again, he loves hockey. He's got 2 sons that play hockey. I guess the oldest one, I think he's going to college this year, but the young guy's a pretty good hockey player, from what I hear.
You've watched this team for quite some time, season ticket holder. As you come in as owner, what needs to change in your mind with the Buffalo Sabres?
I want to develop, and I hate to compare us to another team, but an Illich-like attitude in this organization that, you know, anything is possible. Everybody pulls in the same direction. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. Just make it better. Make it better.
Trade deadline a little bit away. Do you see this team being active in your mind?
Active if it helps us next year and the year after. Not looking for, at least from what I understand, I'm not interested in some kind of a blowout patch on this season.
And finally, you have your family here. You saw the excitement in this arena today. Can you feel the excitement of the fans here in Western New York as you take over ownership of the Buffalo Sabres? And what is your message to the fans as we move forward here today, Terry?
Well, obviously my daughters are doing this thing, and they're on the front end of all the activity that the fans are. Sounds like they're pretty energized. Let's hope that we can energize them with our on the ice product, you know, and keep it going.